Hey everybody, and welcome back. So in today's video we are going to be setting up for March. We're going to set up all of our budget kits to get the month ready to go with. So we have all of our March budget kits from my Etsy shop, which is listed down below if you're interested in any of the stickers that you see today. I have April's already posted too, so stay tuned for all of those. And we are in our Erin Condren monthly planner. If you want to check it out, there's also a link in the description box as well. I use the monthly planner and add my own stickers to it to create my budget. That is just how I've been enjoying it. So we are going to start with our monthly view here. So for our monthly view sheet, we like to track all of our bills that get paid and then all of our expenses from our cash envelopes. And then the days that we don't have anything on, we like to track our no spends and see how we are doing for the month. Some months we get about half the days where we don't spend any money. Some months we don't. So it just depends on how good of a month we're having. For this month, there are 31 days. So we're going to aim for about 15 to 16 days where we don't spend any money on anything. So hopefully that will be a very fun, achievable goal for us for this month. I definitely plan on doing a low spend for March because we have at the end of near the mid-February, I had picked up pork and ground beef plus the chicken that we have. So we're covered on meats for a little while, and then I have a bunch of like side things, so we'll just need to get like fresh fruits, veggies, milk and eggs stuff. So we're going to attempt to do a low spend month for the month of March, so stay tuned. We'll see how that goes. All right, first up we do our paycheck breakdown here, and we do a transaction log like so. So we're going to grab out some of our washies. So we have the Shamrock and our Pretty Floral here. They are both listed in the shop. I want to say one of them got either deleted out or something because I went in, was looking for it and could not find it myself. So it is in the shop if you want that. Love it, love it, love it. For us in our house, we do have we have 4 debts, 2 being our vehicles, 1 being student loans, and then medical debt. All right. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we do our transaction log. So for us on our vehicles, we pay twice a month. So every other week we pay on our cards. We do not have to. This is a personal preference. It helps keeps the interest low and paying more towards the principal. Which is how we are able to get, my car is actually half a month ahead right now because of doing that. But we do have the second vehicle, which is the Camaro, at 2 months ahead. So, which has been great for us. Let's go ahead and write in our categories. Yep. We use green. Mine as well. Everything else is green today. All right, so for our debt tracker, so we have the Highlander, the Camaro, student loans, and medical. Right, and I don't have the ending numbers. I still have to make the payments for the cars. Student loans and medical, I will just write in, that way it all lines up for me a little bit better. But this is what this will look like for the first week. Then we have our washies. We're going to use a solid one for the bottom here. We definitely do not have this many transactions for a month usually in our debt stuff, but you never know. All right, so flipping on over, for these sheets here, I like to set up our paycheck breakdown on this side and then our March budget over on this side. So we are going to use the Shamrock one for this one. All right, so for our March budget, we are 1 month ahead on our bills and expenses. a couple years ago, probably even 3 years or so ago now, we were able to use the money that we had left over that we hadn't used from our tax refund, a couple of James's checks, and then money that we had sitting around the house that like we didn't really know what to do with, and was able to get us 1 month ahead and been able to keep us a month ahead since. It has been very nice not having to worry about that. We still budget paycheck to paycheck, and we split it by how many paychecks we actually have coming in for the month, so it just varies. So here's March. So for March, we will still have 3 sources of income and then other, just in case anything other comes in for the month. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then other. So the income that will come in for the month will fund all of our April bills and expenses. So we won't even have to worry about that. But the amounts that are in our fixed and variable, we have actually fully funded in February. So that is one nice thing about being a month ahead. So we have James, which is my husband, and then we have myself. We have the tax office. I will be there through the first couple weeks of April, so we'll still have another full month of doing the tax office, and then other. All right, so for James's estimated amount that we're predicting, so he had a check that was a little over $650, so we're taking $650 and timesing it by 5, making his estimated amount is $3,250. Normally I do $700 or $750, but with him having a lower check last month and the month before, I decided to go ahead and push that down. That way we are not over by any means on our budget, and it's very realistic. So for myself, $300 seems to be about how much I bring in. YouTube, Etsy, Herbalife money coming in. The club usually is about $200, and then I try to bring in another $100 on top of that. So maybe even from DoorDash, I'll bring in some extra as well. So we'll see. And then from the tax office, my checks from there should only go down. They should go down from what they were for the February. So I'm budgeting about $80 a week. So that'll be about $400 for the month. And then we don't budget anything for other. So total income was $3,950 for our estimated income for March. All right, so we're gonna take this one. No, we're gonna match them. We're gonna take this one. All right, so there's that one. All right, so now we're gonna break up our expenses into fixed. We do fixed first because there's not as many as variable. All right, so for our fixed side, we have the cars, which totals $920 for both of their payments. Then we have rent, which is $600. Allstate, which is $292. Cell phones, which is $166. Internet, which is $66. Then we have student loans, which I haven't been paying on, but I've been still setting the money aside for student loans, so that way whenever they decide what they're doing with student loans, I'll have the money to go ahead and start paying back on them, or we'll apply towards debt or savings or anything like that. Then we have pest control, which is a set amount of $33 a month. All right, so I want to say I have all of them. Okay, there is that side. Now for the fun side, which is our variable side. All right, so then we have our power, and then water. So for power, we budget 200. For water, we budget 80. We have our cash envelopes, so we have groceries, gas, spending, miscellaneous, and those there are funded from last month. So we have fully funded groceries at 600, gas is at 400, spending, that's supposed to be an E, was 140, and then miscellaneous has 50. Okay, and then sinking funds, we will check in at the end of the month and see how much we are able to put towards it. Same for savings, debt, and the cushion. And then if anything comes up that is unbudgeted, which means it had to come from our savings for the month. All right, so those are all of our variable expenses on this side. We'll skip a line just in case we have forgotten anything. All right, so there is that side. Now for the fun side. Actually, here we'll lay this one down as well. Okay, now for the other side, we're going to do the paycheck breakdown. I feel like there's a lot going on over here, so we're going to kind of clean that up. Okay, so then we have our paycheck breakdown, and for March there are 5 pay periods for us. So each Friday is when James will get paid, when I will get paid from the tax office. So we have 5 for this month. Always fun. All right, so the same for over here is what we're going to move to this side. So we have James, myself, tax, and then other. And we have 3,250 for James, 300 for myself, 400 from the office, and then no other. All right, lay down the total. All right, and then we are gonna do Shamrock. Perfect. All right, now on this side here, I will list all of our expenses straight down that we will fully fund for throughout this month, and break it down for our budget on how much we have. So total income was 3,950. So this is the minimum number that we could possibly bring in. So we cannot go over this with how much we put down here. All right. So first up, we have the cars. That has to be paid at $290 or $920. Then we have rent, which is $600. Groceries, we're going to be putting $600. Gas, at $400. Allstate, which is insurance, which is $292. Utilities, which is power and water, we just combined it over here to save on line space. So that's $280, combining those two. AT&T covers our cell phone and internet. They're both through AT&T but not connected on the same account, so that's $232. We have pest control, getting $33. Student loans, setting aside $60. And then miscellaneous is $50. So these are the ones that we normally try to make sure we fully fund if possible, and then the extra gets to go towards whatever is left gets to go towards our extra funds that we like to try to have money sitting in as well. So spending, we are going to be able to put $150 towards spending. Sinking funds is getting $125. Savings, we'll get $50. Debt, $125. And then the cushion, we'll have the $33 that is remaining. All right. So with that being said, for miscellaneous and up, depending on the week, we'll either try to fully fund some of these 3 smaller ones all at once, or we will take the budgeted amount for all of our bills and expenses up here and divide it by how many paychecks we have coming in for the month. So we'll have 5, so we'll each divide all of the numbers by 5, and that's about how much we will try to put in them each week to keep us like at a good amount. So all right, there we go, our total. So that is what the paycheck breakdown will do for us. I love using it and then have all of them on one sheet and know exactly how much has been added to them. All right, so these are the 2 sheets here, our paycheck breakdown and March budget. Next over, we do our weekly check-in on this side and then our transaction log. I like to keep a running log this way and color coordinate it with highlighters. That way I can see our trends, where we're spending more money at. We only track a few categories, so it's not hard to see our trends like really at all. If I highlight them, they're easy to really pop out. We definitely do a lot of groceries once a week. You can do gas for both vehicles, and then spending. I don't really spend too much on myself, so like it just kind of sits there for most of the month usually, and then I'll end up adding it to my sinking fund that will eventually help pay for my next hair appointment, so that way it's not being coming unbudgeted. So an easy way to save without breaking the bank. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and set up the transaction log on this side here. So I love transaction logs. I use them throughout my planner all the time, so it's fun. So pretty much the only thing that we're going to be doing on here is laying down the kits, and then we will be adding in the lines as well to kind of keep it kind of straight. All right, perfect. All right, and then this side, we'll do our weeks. Okay. So for week 1, and we have a few categories that we do check in for. So we have our groceries, we have gas, miscellaneous, sinking fund, and then anything that comes in that would be unbudgeted. All right, so we have 5 that we will skip lines for and then lay down the rest of our scripts. So I'll be right back. All right, so this is what our weekly check-in will look like. I will draw in the lines off camera. I always end up messing them up trying to draw them on camera. But that is our weekly check-in. And then our last and most fun one is our sinking funds. So we'll set up sinking funds here and a transaction log to track when we take money out. So let's go ahead and lay this down. Now we won't be writing it in the new numbers for sinking funds until we close out February's, and we haven't quite closed out February's. I'm recording this a little early, that way I can go ahead and get it prepared and know where we're at. So we will write those numbers in just as soon as I close out February. Gorgeous. Okay. All right, for this one, I'm going to use this gold one at the bottom. Perfect. All right, and then for sinking funds. So we are going to actually add a couple of categories going into March. So it's going to have to bear with me. We're going to get them all in. All right, so we have that. All right, so let's get this loaded. All right, so instead of having, because I want to set aside money for the boys to start doing activities as well, so we're going to split up into each one of the kids an envelope to put money in to do extra things for. So that is what we're doing. We're adding each one of the babies a envelope. So first up now will be Alexis. This will cover her dance. If she needs things for the pageant, things that she's starting to do pageants. Then we have anniversary. Birthdays. Then we have Bubba. Car maintenance. Car taxes. My sister corrected me and I was putting car tags, but it's pretty much to pay the car taxes each year. So we're going to change it. Then we have Christmas. Clothes. Family fun. Gifts, and this is for anybody's birthdays, baby showers, wedding, anything like that comes from gift for us. And then holiday covers all holidays except for Christmas because we have its own category. So anything the kids will need for school, to do for them, or whatever. Then we have lawn for the lawn care. We have medical. Myself, this is the envelope. I just like tracking, making sure I know how much is still in my own for when I get my hair appointment done. That's where I was talking about that I will put rollover from the end of the month. Then for pets, then we have Phoenix, Sam's Club, school, then Stephen, vision, and utilities. Now utilities is when we put the extra from our water and power being, when it's less than what we budgeted, we'll put the extra in here for when it's going to be budgeted for more. So those are all of our sinking funds. And like I said, as soon as we close out February, I can add in the numbers for here. We're going to use this one. All right, so here is our month let's flip through. So these are our bill due slips that we will put in as bills are getting paid. So those are also available. So this is our monthly view. We have our debt and transaction log on this sheet. Flip over to our paycheck breakdown in our March budget. Our weekly check-in, which we check in once a week. So we'll probably have 4 check-ins for the month of March, and then our transaction log for that, as well as our sinking funds and a transaction for whenever we take money out, we know where it's going and all that fun stuff. So this is what our March budget is going to be looking like. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this budget video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I cannot wait to catch y'all in the next one. Bye bye now.